Hi everyone, I am Adam from Trade with Precision and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. I'm going to take you through the major forex pairs, big commodities and the global markets and let you know where my expectations are for this coming week. So starting off with the dollar index here. First of all, we have recently broken out of a year-long consolidation. Let's zoom out so that you can see that entire area. We've been here for a while, but this is the first time since March, April, May last year, we've actually broken out, and there could be a very good opportunity here for this if this at least continues to strengthen. The MACD momentum is nice and bullish. We've pulled back into the outside of the range area. It's likely going to test it this week. And really, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if the dollar does strengthen this week and ultimately does reach these old highs or gets us even some new highs. Because the implication of that is that we're likely to see a stronger dollar then over the coming months in the run-up to November. Now, alternatively, should we just fall back in below this, especially if we drop below the sloping trend line? The reason I mention this is a really good indicator of the angle of momentum. So if we do fall down below it, the probability is that we will likely return to the range and then work our way down to the bottom become increasingly likely. In fact, it's likely then that if that happens, we'll actually break out down near the bottom to test the extreme lows. That's often what happens when a market attempts to break out a range, fails, it will then swing and go to the other side and attempt to break out there. So that is really what I'm looking for this week. I'm optimistic. We haven't broken out this far before. It doesn't look like it's fading too much here. It looks like it's getting ready to actually push off again. So let's see how that plays out. What does that actually mean for euro dollar for the majors? It means we're likely to see them continue to break out and they'll start to head to new lows. With regards to GBP, cable, that will head down to the bottom of its range here. What's interesting about this is quite a deep retracement. This is actually relatively bullish. We could find that it instead comes back, tests this level, finds support and continues up. GBP is looking quite bullish here. Dollar CAD has formed a little bit of a bull flag here. It's very overextended. It is at a level of support. It could, therefore, if we get that stronger dollar, continue up. So dollar CAD, without a doubt, is sitting on my watch list for buy opportunities if it starts to turn around. It's looking pretty good. If it falls back down through here, that will likely be the dollar weakening, which will push it back below this, and then we'll get a bigger correction. So this is something else to look out for. Dollar yen. This level here is significant because we broke through it here and we haven't been into this price area since 1986. All right, so that's 40 years ago. It's quite significant. We pulled back in here. I want to see if this level holds some resistance, but I still think that the overall flow will continue to push us in this direction. But just be aware that the Bank of Japan is pushing back. They really don't want it to go that much further. Obviously, the dollar strengthening is not going to help them. It's going to push it that way anyway. The dollar weakening will help bring it back down below this level. So I'm pretty certain that right now, Bank of Japan is monitoring what is happening with that dollar. Gold. This is absolutely on my watch list. This is an attempt for gold. It's trying to turn around. Lots of buying coming in here. It looks really good. I'm very happy with what I see here. We're not there yet. Just be aware. We've broken up through these highs. We're predominantly still bearish. We've got the 200, 50, 20, and 10 in a bearish formation. But these are early signs of an attempt to turn around. RSI is starting to diverge. So all of this shows that this week we could see an attempt to move higher. So this is what I'm looking for on the 4 hour. We've consolidated. This is a downtrend sideways. There will be a potential attempt to form a new uptrend. And this is what I'm looking for. This is how I'm looking for this to play out. If this starts to turn around and head up over the 4 hour this week, then there will be buy opportunities for gold looking good. Comparing this with silver, it's coming back up. This, to me, looks a little bit more bearish. It's got a strong level of resistance around the $64 mark. So there might be some exhaustion and it might ultimately end up continuing down. However, should it break back up above this, especially if we go down to that 240, then good. I'll be looking for similar pullbacks and buy opportunities. Any kind of a pullback here, let's see how that plays out. So gold looking slightly more bullish, silver likely to follow suit, but not looking as bullish yet. Crude oil slowing down. We're going to have to see how this plays out. It's still in a downtrend. Not enough here yet to determine whether it's going to continue down or head up, but for now it's downtrending. Let's have a look at the global markets quickly. Looking nice and bullish. Would be nice to have a bit of a pullback, but looking very nice and bullish and healthy. The S&P also, this weekly chart here, very nice bullish candle. A break of the high here to me would see this continuing up, and it's had a nice breather. It looks good. US tech as well, also forming a wedge here, bullish candle. Probabilities lean towards it ultimately breaking to the upside, but I'm going to be looking for it to break above the highs here. Russell 2000 struggling where it is, likely to go into a bit of a consolidation this week, so caution there. The FTSE having broken out, but some resistance. Any kind of a pullback here could provide some buying opportunities there. Euro stocks just looking amazing. For me, this is nice. Any kind of pullbacks are buying opportunities. And finally, with Bitcoin, it's fighting for its life at this level, $60,000 here. It's trying to stay above this. Could very well do that. A little subtle hint would be a break of the highs here. We are seeing all of the commodities, including digital commodities, slowing down. That means that possibly the sell-off is close to ending. If we see gold, crude oil, silver all move higher, we could very well see enthusiasm for commodities coming back and a break above this high starting to happen there. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. I beg your pardon, I mixed up my sentences there. So lots to have a look out for. I think there's going to be some good tradable opportunities here this week. Some nice trends possibly coming back onto the table. So watch out for that. I'm ideally expecting a stronger US dollar, or at least a return to a stronger US dollar. Majors will take a move in line with that. Gold possibly starting to strengthen again, and the indices for the most part looking indecisive bullish or bullish indecisive, as opposed to seeing signs or any red flags. Thank you very much. Have a great week.